Look, Jacy, Sheldon, knees, CC in the groin.
It was just a weird...
It is not looking good for Caitlin Clark. This was by far the worst ref game. It looked like they wanted Caitlin Clark to be hurt, or they wanted something bad to happen to Caitlin. There was new footage that has come out.
Caitlin Clark is injured again.
Allegedly, Jacy, Sheldon kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin.
But it's a foul. It is clearly a foul. Obviously, this is called as a no call.
New footage just dropped, and it changes everything. A new angle clearly shows Jacy Sheldon driving her knee into Caitlin Clark's groin as the ref watches and does nothing.
These referees was completely ridiculous. The referees was a complete disaster.
Caitlin instantly clutches the spot in pain, but the game goes on like nothing happened.
Grab the inside of that right leg.
She grabbed the inside of that right leg. This wasn't a borderline foul. It was targeted. The league might look away, but fans won't. She's the one driving viewership and filling seats.
She's the one bringing all the viewers.
She was the reason we won.
And the Indiana Fever plays their best when Caitlin is on the floor. Yeah, I get it 1,000%.
The moment this new angle hit the internet, slow motion, HD, crystal clear, it exploded. You can see it. Sheldon charges at Caitlin, lifts her leg, and drives her knee right where it hurts most. No accident, no gray area, just blatant.
There was new footage that has come out. Allegedly, Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin. Look, Jacy Sheldon knees CC in the groin.
Her foot's off the ground, momentum driving forward, aimed straight at Caitlin. The moment the knee lands, Caitlin doubles over, grimacing and clutching her body.
39 seconds in the game, she holding her leg because she knew, Caitlin knew she was hurt.
Yet the ref just feet away lets it slide. No foul, no replay, no whistle, nothing.
So there's a referee standing right there we all can see. Can you guys see this right here? You guys see that? That is a knee. Jacy Sheldon's knee is all the way fully, her whole leg is fully extended.
Caitlin Clark took a knee to the groin from Jacy Sheldon, but it's a foul. It is clearly a foul, and obviously this is called as a no call.
It went nuclear on social media. Sheldon knee started trending as fans flooded platforms demanding answers. Was it intentional? Dangerous? At the very least, it should have been called, but it wasn't. That silence says everything. Caitlin Clark is fair game. Her reaction said it all. No flop, no scream, just pain, real pain.
Off the ground into Caitlin Clark hand and groin area. You clearly see that. She immediately grabs her groin. She knows she's hurt.
That's what hits hardest. Not just that she was hurt, but that the league's biggest star keeps getting targeted while no one steps in. This clip didn't spark a conversation, it confirmed one.
It looked like they wanted Caitlin Clark to be hurt, or they wanted something bad to happen to Caitlin, bro.
It confirmed what fans have suspected for weeks. This isn't just tough defense, it's a pattern. A dangerous, unchecked pattern. And now, there's footage to prove it. This wasn't a one-off dirty play. Caitlin Clark's been taking hit after hit all season. Elbows, shoves, eye pokes, and now a blatant knee. Game after game. And the WNBA, they've done next to nothing.
A fan's point of view of what happened. Watch this. So this was actually inside the stadium.
Because the fix is in that they can be extra physical with Clark.
This isn't gritty defense, it's punishment. And there's a big difference. It's no longer about stopping her game, it's about sending a message. You don't belong. Referees are enabling it. Game after game, Caitlin's left pleading for basic calls, seen mid-game just asking to be heard. And when she pushes back, she's the one warned for a tech.
Caitlin Clark did get injured again in her right groin this time. The previous groin injury was her left groin, and it is not looking good because groins are an injury that do take quite a while to actually fully heal.
It's backwards. Even her coach, Stephanie White, admits there's a different standard for Caitlyn, a harsher level of physicality being allowed. Yet, the league stays silent. No action, no accountability, no word from the commissioner. Refs keep missing it, and fans are fed up, flooding comments, reposting clips, demanding change.
She was livid. She told the referee to grow up, got Agnes confirmed. That's exactly what Caitlin Clark said to the ref. She told the ref to grow up.
The referee was embarrassing. The referee then said something to Caitlin Clark and completely set Caitlin Clark off.
She had snapped at a referee earlier. She had held her head down in the midst of her shooting slump.
Even Caitlyn's brother had enough. After the Sheldon hit, he blasted the refs online for letting his sister get assaulted with no consequences. And he's not alone. Analysts, commentators, even former players are saying the same. Everyone sees it, but the league pretends it's not happening. That silence is dangerous. This isn't in a vacuum. There's resentment simmering. Caitlyn didn't rise gradually. She exploded onto the scene. Overnight, she changed the game. Record ratings, sold-out arenas, global buzz. And for some WNBA vets, that's hard to swallow.
She's got hurt again. This is her fourth upper leg injury on her other leg.
It's difficult to see Clark holding back tears.
And we want to see Caitlin Clark fall.
She didn't climb the ranks the old way. She blew the doors off with popularity, fans, and cultural impact. And instead of meeting her with skill, some players respond with shoves, cheap shots. And now, as seen in that viral clip, knees. Meanwhile, where's Kathy Engelbert? Silent. No statement, no action, no support for the league's biggest star. As Caitlyn takes brutal hit after hit, Engelbert stays quiet. Fans are watching it all unfold, and now many are openly calling on NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to step in.
These referees was completely ridiculous. They're holding Kathy accountable for Adam Silver to possibly step in and get rid of Kathy.
Yes, it's gotten that bad. When fans are begging the head of another league to step in, trust is gone. This isn't just about an injured player. It's about what happens when a league refuses to protect the star who sparked its rise. Caitlin Clark isn't being targeted for strategy. She's being sacrificed for ego, resentment, and power. And Engelbert's silence? That's approval in disguise.
Fever win in the ugliest 85-77. Fourth quarter was as long as that Wings game. It just dragged, man. There were 15 of the 33 fouls in this game were all in that fourth quarter, along with stoppages. Caitlin Clark had a tough shooting night again. At this point, it was clear through this game she's not 100%.
This wasn't just another injury. It cracked the foundation the WNBA was trying to build. When the clip of Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlyn went viral, fans weren't just mad, they were heartbroken. That footage showed more than pain. It showed a collapse of trust. A league finally in the spotlight, fumbling it by letting its biggest star get hurt with zero consequences. Caitlyn didn't just bring fans, she brought energy, relevance. A revolution. She filled empty arenas, turned regular games into events, made kids care, made Fever jerseys cool. And what's she gotten? A brutal knee, silent refs, tearful moments under a towel. And now, with the All-Star game near, she might not even play.
It looked like Paige Beckers has broken her silence about this matchup against Caitlin Clark.
I played a game against Caitlin in the W. Just what was it like? What was the atmosphere like today going head to head with her?
Yeah, it's fun. Anytime we can compete against each other. We're two competitors who just want to win and who have grown up to be playing against each other, playing with each other. So it's great. And the environment's great here. I feel like every game is a sellout. And so they have a great home court advantage. So overall, yeah, great environment.
Caitlin Clark didn't just beat Paige Beckers. She made a statement that'll echo all season. Their first pro clash was hyped as a battle of future legends. But Clark flipped the script with a 102-83 rout. Beckers dropped 21, but Clark owned the night. 14 points, 13 assists, 5 steals, pure command. Like the court was hers and everyone else was a guest.
Paige Beckers, I'm gonna be real, you did your thing. You nice, you did your thing, but you're not Caitlin Clark. Let's just be clear, you're not Caitlin Clark.
And by the way, she is the best whistle in the WNBA. She hacked Sophie Cunningham and somehow was given an offensive foul, and she fouled Caitlin Clark on a fast break. Caitlin went flying into the rim post, and the ref just ignored it.
This game was an absolute blowout. Dallas Wings didn't know what hit them. Everybody ate in this game. Let's just jump right into it.
Here's why this wasn't close. Clark dished 13 assists with just 2 turnovers. Absolute control. She wasn't just playing, she was conducting. While Beckers tried to shine solo, Clark led a masterpiece. The hype said rivalry, but the game showed a gap. Generational greatness versus just good. No graphic can hide that.
And for all this Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers comparisons, it's not a comparison. Paige Beckers got a lot of work to do. She's a good player. She got a lot of work to do. She need to get her team to the playoffs. Once she get her team to the playoffs, we can holler. All you Angel Reese fans out there, once she get her team to the playoffs, we can holler. Until then, Caitlin came in and got the worst team in the league directly to the playoffs off the bat. Started out 1-8, went to the playoffs, man.
Paige Beckers has been going through growing pains while she's been down there in Dallas. They have a 6-16 record, and they simply cannot figure out a way to get it done. Now, ultimately, she performed, man. She played at a very high level. She had 21 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. She was shooting phenomenal from 3. Paige put up a good fight, but ultimately her team just fell short, man.
Here's what the league won't say. The cameras caught a blowout, but Clark delivered a mental masterclass. Every steal, every assist chipped away at Dallas's confidence. She's been nursing a groin injury, missed 5 games, yet still rewrites records. Beckers, fully healthy and still chasing. Indiana dropped 64 in the first half. A franchise record. That wasn't just scoring. It was Clark's memo to the league. Last year's rookie, now your problem.
Let's look at these numbers, man. Caitlin Clark, 14 points, 13 assists. Bro, I scored in the game. I scored in the game, bro. Like, come on, man. Just magnificent passing. Only 2 turnovers. She's only had 4 turnovers total in the last 2 games. Really think about that. 24 assists to 4 turnovers in the last 2 games. Okay. Okay.
Here's the twist. The media keeps forcing a Clark versus Beckers rivalry, like Paige is Caitlin's kryptonite. But reality checked in, and in 40 minutes, Clark shredded that storyline and left the hype in ashes.
Caitlin Clark, I'm not joking when I say this. Caitlin Clark is Demon Caitlin's back. Demon Caitlin's back. Caitlin swats JJ Quinterly. Watch this here. She swats Quinterly. She screams in Quinterly's face. She then gets the ball, looks straight up, and throws an inch perfect pass to Sophie Cunningham for a layup. If she throws that pass 2 inches lower, it's stolen. 2 inches lower and that pass is stolen. Like, that is something that no other player in this league can do.
That's what we're talking about when we are referring to Caitlin Clark running the show.
Is this what Stephanie White needs to see? To finally say to herself, oh, all right.
Here's what actually matters. Efficiency. Clark's 13 assists and just 2 turnovers weren't luck. She created chances out of thin air. That's the leap from star to transcendent. The media won't say it because it ends the "Is Beckers better?" talk fast. And remember her 2025 opener? A triple-double versus Chicago, 20 points, 10 boards, 10 assists, 4 blocks, 2 steals, in a 93-58 rout. While others shook off rust, Clark was already in gear, making vets look slow. She's not just good, she's the league's engine.
New York Liberty, we can beat them. We already did. The Minnesota Lynx, we can beat them. We already did. We already did. We can beat anybody if we play in this Caitlin Clark style. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. There ain't a point guard in the world that could mess with her at all. At all. It's not even close.
The Indiana Fever dictated when they run like this. I don't believe there is a team in this league that can beat the Indiana Fever at all. Let's go. Hulk, Lexi Hulk coming down the right here. She's got the ball. She's going to take a step back, way downtown. Bam. She got it. She got it. She got it.
Stat-wise, Clark's unreal. 19 2-points and 8.4 assists as a rookie, and now she's leveling up in year 2. Vets are feeling the heat because the future isn't coming. It's already here in number 22. But the real quake? It's psychological. 10-year pros are now chasing a 23-year-old who's making their milestones look like scrimmages. That messes with a locker room. Envy, respect, denial, all brewing at once.
The Indiana Fever beat the Dallas Wings 102-83. The game wasn't close past the first quarter. We're up by 1 in the first quarter, and that second quarter, we destroy the Dallas Wings in that second quarter. That second quarter, oh man, absolutely bombing away. That second quarter, Aaliyah Boston, 7 points. Natasha Howard, 10 points. Caitlin Clark, 5 assists in a second quarter. When her assist numbers are high in a quarter, you know they're playing Caitlin Clark style of basketball. You know they're pushing the pace, pushing the tempo up.
I'm surprised Stephanie White didn't have a heart attack. I'm surprised she didn't bench all the starters coming out of the half. I'm glad she didn't. Seriously.
If we take the second half against the Atlanta Dream and the first half against the Dallas Wings, that is a 40-minute span of what looks like Caitlin Clark basketball.
Here's where it gets embarrassing. Instead of embracing the most marketable star the sport's ever seen, the league spent Clark's rookie year trying to humble her. Petty headlines, bitter vet jabs, refs swallowing whistles. They didn't just ignore the red carpet, they yanked it. And yet, Clark flipped Indiana from league punchline to powerhouse. Scoring records, packed arenas, and 23 teams suddenly playing for second. That's the Clark effect.
The playmaking. Y'all see the playmaking, bro? The backdoor passes. Come on, once the 3-ball start rolling again, y'all really in trouble. You see the post game posting up Lil Quinterly. Spin off of her step back. Midi. Y'all said she didn't have a midi. Okay.
When Caitlin has the ball, they are the best show in basketball. And it's easier for Kelsey Mitchell. It's easier for Aaliyah. It becomes easier for Natasha Howard if she buys in. It's easier for Sophie. It's easier for everybody. And then when you've got Ari McDonald, who showed today, by the way, that when Caitlin is off the floor, she can push the tempo too. That is exactly what we've wanted.
Caitlin Clark running the offense, being the innovator of offense, the distributor of offense for the Indiana Fever. This is exactly what we mean. Right here.
Look at how her teammates thrived against Dallas. Kelsey Mitchell hit 20 on 67% shooting. Natasha Howard added 18 and 2 steals. The whole squad played like they couldn't miss. That's the Clark effect. She shifts the game's gravity, runs the offense like a chef in charge. Everyone eats. Indiana had 29 assists, 1 off the franchise record, and Clark created nearly half. She doesn't just score, she amplifies everyone. That's why the Fever suddenly look rebuilt overnight. Beckers can get buckets, but Clark makes the entire machine purr, and that's what makes Indiana scary.
Caitlin Clark is now has the 5th most double-doubles with points and assists in WNBA history. All right, now to put that into some context, she's played 1 year plus into this season, and she's missed 10 games. Think about that for a moment.
Caitlin Clark has reached 200 points and 100 assists this season, the fastest to do so in a single season in WNBA history. Oh yeah, folks, this feels like last year, right? Caitlin Clark broke this record, Caitlin Clark broke that record, she hops into the top 5 here. Oh yeah. Today's game was at least that first half. Woo! Folks, just watch. Let me cook. Let me operate. That's what Caitlin Clark said.
Caitlin Clark showed why she's the best guard in this league. Caitlin Clark showed why, when you give her the ball, the Fever are the best show in basketball.
What's outrageous about Caitlin Clark's rookie year is how backwards the league got it. The WNBA's long chased visibility and star power. Then Clark shows up with all of it. Ratings, packed arenas, jersey sales, headlines. And how did they respond? Not with celebration, but resistance. Envy, petty shots, and refs letting her get hacked with no calls. Instead of boosting the league's best chance at explosive growth, they nearly sabotaged it. Her impact? Massive. Fever games became must-watch. Road games sold out in minutes. Cities she visits feel an economic jolt. Hotels, restaurants, media all buzzing. TV numbers? Sky high when she's on. She's the WNBA's growth engine. Plain and simple. And in that Dallas game, it wasn't just her offense. It was 5 steals. Total defensive mastery. She read plays before they happened, tearing apart schemes before Dallas could run them. Remember when critics said she was just a shooter? That myth died fast. Clark ran the floor like a maestro, switching gears at will, stringing Dallas out like puppets before slicing them up. The media hyped Clark versus Beckers as a rivalry, but tip-off told the truth. Paige wasn't a challenger, just another name on Clark's growing list of outclassed opponents. And the timing, savage. Indiana had been searching for consistency, and Clark responded with a masterclass. She didn't just steady the team, she made them look like a future dynasty in the making.
You know, I will give the coaching hat to her as much as she wants, to be quite honest. So, you know, we're going to play around with it a little bit. It'll be fun to, I think you've seen it with the Fever. She's been very active on the sideline when she wasn't playing, so we'll utilise that as well.
Sandy Brondello just handed Caitlin Clark the kind of praise coaches dream of. Meanwhile, Stephanie White's probably watching with a raised brow. The Liberty coach is out here saying Clark can run the show and call plays. Things are heating up fast.
So lads, every single team in the WNBA wants Caitlin Clark on their team. Except for maybe.
Here we go again. Everyone wants Caitlin Clark, maybe except her own team. Sandy Brondello just dropped a masterclass in subtle shade, hyping Caitlin like she's recruiting her mid-season. She even said Caitlin's getting the coaching hat in the All-Star game. Somewhere in Indiana, Stephanie White's probably wondering why it feels like she's the one being replaced.
Coach, obviously, Caitlin Clark out of the game, but she's expressed her desire to help you out. From the coaching perspective, have you gotten anything about maybe her traits as a coach?
Yeah, not yet. No, obviously unfortunate about Caitlin's not into this game, but she's going to still have a great impact on this team. You know, I will give the coaching hat to her as much as she wants, to be quite honest. So, you know, we're going to play around with it a little bit. It'll be fun to, I think you've seen it with the Fever. She's been very active on the sideline when she wasn't playing, so we'll utilise that as well.
Let's pack Sandy's words. I'll give the coaching hat to her as much as she wants. It'll be fun. Sounds playful, but let's be real. It's loaded. When another coach gushes like that about your star, it hits different, especially if your own calls have been under fire all season.
Sounds of the game with Captain Caitlin Clark.
All right, Gabby, you dribble off. Sabrina's gonna come set you this. You're gonna skip it right when she sets it. AJ, you're coming to clean her up. We're getting this 4-point shot. Kelsey, where's Kelsey? I like that. You're passing it right to Sabrina for the three. I diagrammed this play. I diagrammed the play.
Sandy Brondello is treating Caitlin Clark like the hoops genius she is, while Stephanie White fumbles rotations and plays injured stars in games that are already won. The contrast? Couldn't be louder. Sandy's out here saying Caitlin's impact goes beyond playing. Basically, that she's more valuable on the bench than most players on the court. That's the kind of respect Clark should be getting from her own coach. Sandy even praised how engaged Caitlin is when sidelined, like she's prepping her to run a team. It's not just an all-star moment, it feels like a sneak peek of a Liberty future. Brondello's letting her call shots, showcasing how a real coach empowers a generational talent. Meanwhile, White's in Indiana looking like she missed the memo. And the timing? Impeccable. With White under fire, Brondello's making it look effortless, highlighting Clark's leadership and IQ like a pro. When's the last time White did that? The Liberty's pitch is clear, and it's happening in front of everyone.
New York Liberty. The New York Liberty sent their mascot in. The New York Liberty sent their mascot.
The Liberty are running a masterclass in subtle recruitment. Their players vibe with Caitlin Clark, and now Sandy Brondello's practically pitching herself as her future coach, without making it obvious. It's smooth, it's smart, and it's working. Brondello isn't selling drama or chaos, just showing Caitlin what it feels like to be truly respected by a staff that gets it. Meanwhile, over in Indiana, Stephanie White is scrambling, missing injury updates and fumbling game decisions, while Sandy's out here calling Caitlin the smartest person in the room. And honestly, she probably is. Her basketball IQ is elite, and any coach with sense would lean into that. Sandy's even miking her up to coach during the All-Star game. That's not just a nod, it's a spotlight on what the Fever are failing to use. While Stephanie's stuck in crisis mode, Brondello is rolling out a red carpet. The Liberty Stars, from Sabrina Ionescu to Brianna Stewart, treat Caitlin like royalty. And the message is loud and clear. This is what it looks like when a team truly values you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're good friends. Like, I've been able to talk to her a lot kind of through this, process. And honestly, I've kind of went through something similar in my career. I mean, my first year I didn't play due to injury. And then second year I had like 3 to 4 soft tissue injuries that I was dealing with. And it's kind of, you look back and it's a blessing in disguise because you're able to just learn and grow and, understand it's all part of your journey, and you just got to, continue to figure out what you need in a pro career. And so, just trying to be that kind of soundboard for her and that voice, having gone through something kind of similar, and, knowing obviously it's really unfortunate that we don't have her, but she means a lot more to the game than just showing up and playing. And I think you're able to see that with just the excitement in Indy right now.
Compared to how her own team has treated her, this is night and day. Sandy's joke about never being traded but loving this coaching trade says a lot. She's clearly already imagining what it'd be like to coach Caitlin full time.
Really care about individual play. And I got traded, yes. My son hit me up after he goes, I've created history. This is awesome. I got traded as a coach. But look, I get to coach with Sabrina. I'm on Caitlin Clark's in Indianapolis. I mean, what a great show. So we'll go out there. And
the Liberty are perfectly positioned to go after Caitlin. They've got the talent, coaching, organization, and market the Fever can only dream of. Sandy's handling of the All-Star game is just more proof. While she's praised for empowering Caitlin and making things fun, Stephanie White is criticized for underusing her and missing injuries. Media is raving about Caitlin's coaching role, her strong league relationships, and her smart team picks. Meanwhile, the Fever look like a mess. Caitlin's energy with Sandy versus her regular season vibes with Indiana says a lot. Sandy's approach, respectful, strategic, and joyful, highlights everything the Fever are lacking. And the Liberty? They've been openly recruiting Caitlin with class, confidence, and competence. The Liberty are showing Caitlin exactly what a professional, well-run organization looks like. From top to bottom, it's competence, respect, and smart basketball. And it's clearly a recruitment pitch that's working. Sandy's approach feels effortless. She treats Caitlin like the basketball genius she is, sharing coaching duties with confidence and respect. That kind of leadership draws great players in. Meanwhile, Stephanie White's likely wondering why she didn't tap into Caitlin's IQ sooner, too busy managing the chaos in Indiana. Sandy's playbook is simple but powerful. Trust your star, make things fun, and let their strengths shine. The media is loving it, and so is Caitlin. Her excitement says it all. This is the kind of environment where she thrives. The Liberty are making their pitch without saying a word, just by showing how it's done. The difference between Sandy's confident leadership and the Fever's ongoing chaos couldn't be clearer. While one team looks polished and prepared, the other seems stuck in survival mode. Sandy letting Caitlin coach during the All-Star game is going to be must-see TV, a masterclass in how to actually use a generational talent. It's a lesson for everyone. This is how you handle stars, build trust, and run a competent organization. And it's all happening with the whole basketball world watching. Sandy's relationship with Caitlin is on full display, while Stephanie White is left on the sidelines. This coaching dynamic just got a whole lot more interesting.
Because it looked like Caitlin Clark went to Chicago and took the city over. It looked like she took the city over.
People are showing up just to witness Caitlin Clark. It's like she's the damn Beatles.
Angel, pray up. Me bound Reese, I hope you listening. It looks like that line was for my precious Cece. How she pulled up in your...
Remember that cringe Reebok ad where Angel Reese was all, "Come to your trap, take over your trap" during All-Star Weekend? Yeah, about that. Caitlin Clark didn't just come. She stormed in, owned the joint, flipped the lights on, and turned Indy into her personal playground. Meanwhile, Reese? Nowhere. Another perfectly timed injury. The irony? Chef's kiss. Clark stole the spotlight in Reese's backyard, and Reese disappeared right when it counted.
Caitlin Clark spent 20 minutes signing autographs. She made her way 2/3 of the arena. She signed literally hundreds of autographs. She signed hundreds of autographs. And if you guys didn't see that game today, there were as many Fever fans as there were Sky fans.
It was so cinematic, you'd swear it was scripted to clown Reese. Clark rolled into Chicago like a rock star. Fans mobbing the United Center, kids screaming, selfies flying. Meanwhile, Reese vanished. Back injury, sure. While Caitlin signed 200+ autographs and turned the sidewalk into Fever FanCon, Reese was busy posting cryptic stuff online, watching her moment melt away.
Now, see, this the real version of walking your trap and take over your trap. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh my God.
All them jerseys. I would hate Caitlin too. And I wasn't even aware. Wasn't this supposed to be Barbie night or something? Come on, Caitlin walked in and took over, and she didn't even play.
The so-called trap she claimed was hers got straight up hijacked, and not by force, but by talent, grace, and real star power.
So Caitlin Clark is not playing the game. And like, by the way, like, people didn't know whether or not Caitlin was playing that game until the very end. There are hundreds of fans that were there to see Caitlin Clark play on the off chance Caitlin Clark would be able to sign something. She was there. She spent like 20 minutes autographing everything.
What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star, and her Reebok campaign, come to your trap, take over your trap.
The contrast couldn't have been more brutal if it were scripted. Caitlin Clark, injured no less, was out there delivering for fans like a true star. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, the so-called face of Chicago, was a ghost during the city's biggest weekend. Clark showed up and shined. Reese vanished. This is what happens when you chase clout instead of building your own legacy. Eventually, the spotlight tells the truth.
I think this is what means when you walk into your trap and take over. She in your city. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot about that tweet. I forgot about the tweet. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. I just realized that. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way they came out with that.
And here's what really seals it. Caitlin Clark didn't even play. She didn't have to. Her presence alone stirred up a frenzy. Meanwhile, her Fever teammates took the floor and made a statement of their own.
Money Mitch put him in a ditch, and Michaela Timpson treating the Chicago Sky like a bunch of Simpsons. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Might be scorching hot right now. You have been so good on the road lately. 6 straight games, 24 points a game. How are you off to another hot start in a hostile environment?
I think about just staying in rhythm. And when I stay in rhythm, about being aggressive. So as long as I'm aggressive and being myself, they make it easier for me.
Kelsey Mitchell came in with something to prove and no time for games. From the jump, she lit up the court, draining threes from every corner of Chicago and capping the night with a blazing 35-point clinic, including 7 from beyond the arc.
Kelsey Mitchell, 7 for 10 from the 3-point line, off the start, 8 points quick. You knew, oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell's hot today. This might be her game. Let's keep the hot hand in. Let's keep the hot hand going. Let's set her some big body screens, get her open. Kelsey Mitchell, she did it all. 7 for 10 from the 3-point line. She got to the rack. She got to the free throw line, carving up the defense, looking like a little snake, how she just slithers in and out of that defense. Kelsey Mitchell, salute to you.
This wasn't just basketball. It was a statement. Mitchell turned hostile turf into her own gym, proving the Fever are more than just Clark & Co. Even without Caitlin running the show, Indiana showed its depth. Mitchell grabbed the spotlight, carried the franchise, and delivered a gem that screamed, "Don't count us out just because Clark's on the bench."
She lit them up. I mean, she was on fire. On fire. She couldn't miss. I mean, everything was in the flow of the offense. Effortless, man. We got to give love to Kelsey Mitchell. 12 of 19 from the floor, 7 of 10 from 3, 35 points. Straight stirring the pot. Stirring the pot. She was cooking there today. Kelsey Mitchell was on one. She was on one. She was a plus 25 for the game. The Chicago Sky are a flat-out joke. This team is terrible.
Aaliyah Boston didn't just show up. She took over. Her 14 points and 11 boards weren't flashy, but they were brutal. She owned the pain, dismantling Chicago's front court with smarts, strength, and surgical footwork. Every touch was a masterclass in making elite players look average.
Cardoso running the floor. Gets denied by Boston, returning the favor. Boston finds the cutter. It's Timpson who lays it in. That ends the 11-0 run. Here's Mitchell. Flips it in, wide open Boston. Tracks it back down. Off to Boston. Backdoor, Mitchell the cut, and the finish. Tough bucket from Kelsey Mitchell. And get Kelsey Mitchell.
While Boston dominated inside, Ari McDonald came off the bench and delivered again. 10 clutch points, cool under pressure, like she was built for big moments. She wasn't even part of the original plan, but now she's writing herself into Indiana's story. And this win? It wasn't luck. The Fever controlled the pace, shut down every Sky rally, and played with ruthless precision. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement.
Here's Mitchell, who has 15 in the quarter and a season-high 6 made threes. Hull will fire and hit at the horn. Big finish to the third from Indiana.
That 93-78 score, it flatters Chicago. This felt like a 30-point thrashing. The Fever dominated every category: shooting, rebounding, defense, energy, you name it. And they did it all without their franchise star. That's what real contenders do. No excuses, just execution. Meanwhile, Chicago, at home, season on the line, and they folded. Out-hustled, outshot, outclassed. Indiana hit nearly 50% from deep. Chicago barely cracked 31%. That's not just stats. That's culture, preparation, and mindset.
Let's go. Let's go. Yep. The really good thing about having quality depth is when you don't have it, somebody else does. And KK? Yeah! Way to step up. Chloe, great job coming in. Good job. Lex, way to come in and make an impact.
Indiana's bench came up big. Nalissa Smith and Lexi Hull gave key minutes that kept the momentum alive. They're not just filling space, they're keeping the standard high and letting the starters breathe. That depth matters in a playoff push. And defensively, the Fever forced 17 turnovers, turning the Sky into a panicked mess. Constant pressure, constant disruption. Indiana never let them settle.
Indiana run after Chicago had cut it to 2. Poked away by Timpson. There's the deflection. Off to the races. Timpson finishes strong, forcing a timeout from Chicago. A 9-0 Indiana run, and the lead is back to 11.
Michaela Timpson, the rookie, all season long, when she's gotten minutes here and there, has made the most of them. We've seen it on the offensive end. Then here, just getting her arms in the passing lane, the deflection, finishing a tough look.
This wasn't just one bad night for Chicago. It was their 5th straight loss. Injuries, rotations, coaching chaos. It's all unraveling. A team built for the playoffs is now just fighting to stay relevant. The energy's off, execution is sloppy, and the coach looks helpless watching it all fall apart. The front office has a choice: rebuild or pray for a miracle. Meanwhile, Indiana's got stability, structure, and serious momentum. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. The Fever are rising. Chicago? They just got exposed.
We have breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game.
Caitlin Clark is a menace, man. She literally kicked Cheryl Reeves off the team.
Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team.
We've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. He's going to take her coach. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule.
Right
Kayla just gave her a straight up, man, forget you and get off my team.
Caitlin Clark just pulled the ultimate power move. She straight up kicked Cheryl Reeve off her All-Star team mid-draft. No drama, no hesitation, just a clear message. No haters allowed. Fans are calling it the most savage moment in WNBA history.
The WNBA All-Star Draft was fun between Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, the team captains picking the players, picking the rosters, but the most interesting aspect was the coach swap.
When the WNBA All-Star Draft started, everyone thought it would be just another fun, feel-good moment.
Caitlin Clark just made the funniest All-Star selections ever. She picked her friends. She made sure she picked no ops, as people like to call them.
Players would build their rosters, crack a few jokes, and coaches would smile politely for the cameras. But Caitlin Clark had other plans.
Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty. Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx.
As one of the two captains, she was automatically matched with Cheryl Reeve, who was set to coach her All-Star team.
Cheryl Reeves, I get it. You have the best record in the WNBA so far. You want as many plays as you can on the All-Star team.
That's just the system. The coaches with the top records get assigned to lead the All-Star teams.
The drama is going to come from Reeve having previously been critical on social media about the amount of attention Clark received relative to the rest of the league.
But anyone who's followed Caitlin's journey knows Cheryl Reeve wasn't just another coach in her story.
The same way you didn't give two about Caitlin Clark's fan base and all that, don't nobody give two about your crime. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you're coaching Caitlin Clark's team, I don't understand why you had to make it a big deal and say, oh, well, this team's below us to have more plays and us and it's disappointing. And like, what are you talking about?
For months, Reeve had taken shots at Clark, dismissing her impact, downplaying her success, and even deleting tweets after getting called out for the shade.
You already kept her off the Olympics. Now you're going to complain about her having more teammates than your players on the court? Yeah, get the fuck off this team. Embarrassing. I know she was embarrassed. I don't care what nobody say. I know she was embarrassed.
Reeve's name was even linked to Clark's Olympic snub, though she denied having any official say. So when trade talks came up during the draft, Caitlin didn't blink.
To be completely honest, I love my team. I think they're great. I don't have any intentions of really trading any of them.
She leaned into the mic, calm and confident, and dropped a line that stunned the room. She said she loved her roster, was happy with her team.
But I think we've already discussed we are going to trade coaches. He's going to take her coach.
Then she added, I don't know if this is in the rules, but I don't really care. We're going to trade coaches.
Clark traded Cheryl Reeve, who was the coach of her team, or was to be the coach of her team, to Collier for Sandy Brondello, the coach of the New York Liberty. Of course, Reeve is Collier's head coach for the Minnesota Lynx.
In that moment, she publicly fired Cheryl Reeve from her All-Star team and brought in Sandy Brondello, head coach of the New York Liberty and one of the league's most respected voices. A beat of silence passed. Then the crowd and players erupted.
And I love the fact she traded Cheryl Reeve. That's my favorite part of it all. She traded her coach.
Some laughed, some gasped, and even Reeve looked completely blindsided.
We have breaking news here. I don't know that I've heard of a coach being traded in the All-Star game. This is something you're agreeing to, Fee. There's no terms to this deal.
The ESPN crew scrambled to react, calling it one of the wildest, most unexpected moves in All-Star history.
Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rule. Sorry, ESPN, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule.
But Caitlin didn't flinch. With a smirk, she doubled down. Sorry, WNBA, if that's not in the rules, but we just made it a rule.
Yo, did y'all see Caitlin's face, bro? She was like, nobody cares. That is hilarious, man. Man, I lost my mind when they said that. Oh my goodness. Now, the way they were talking about it seemed like something that was premeditated or, predetermined before they got on live here.
That line lit up social media, with fans calling it the ultimate power move. This wasn't just a coaching swap, it was a message. Caitlyn was drawing a line, making it clear she wouldn't take disrespect from anyone, not even a championship coach.
And Caitlyn is making sure she's stone-faced. She's like, why did you say me, Bounce? I'm gonna get blamed for this.
After months of being snubbed, criticized, and undermined, Caitlyn Clark stood her ground, making it clear she won't share a bench with someone who never believed in her.
With the WNBA, it's a little different because so many people are new. So many fans are new, that is. So they're just becoming familiar with a lot of these teams and a lot of these players. And last year, there was the Caitlyn Clark versus the Olympics storyline. This year, of course, you don't have that as naturally baked in, but now Clark's going up against Cheryl Reeve, and Clark is clicked up with her Indiana Fever teammates.
The trade wasn't just approved, it was celebrated. Players, commentators, and fans called it iconic, flooding social media with praise. Many said it was long overdue for someone to stand up to the league's double standards and politics.
As far as the coach swap went, that again was going to be the most talked about and will be probably the most talked about thing. Here is how that went down on the ESPN broadcast between the two captains.
Starter for starter, reserve for reserve. The good news is you can't go wrong with this type of talent. Anyone looking to make a deal here?
For Caitlyn, this wasn't just a draft day stunt. It was a bold, unapologetic message. She's here to lead on her terms and won't let anyone, not even an assigned coach, dim her light. Firing Cheryl Reeve in front of the entire league made that crystal clear.
I think Caitlyn's got a better team. Because of, again, with Boston and Wilson, they're not going to get beat up inside. I love Gabby's versatility, and then I just think they got more shooting across the board.
Caitlyn Clark shifted focus to what really mattered, building the perfect all-star squad. And just like her bold coaching move, she drafted with laser focus, teammates she trusts, players who back her, and zero room for haters.
She actually passed up on Paige Beckers to take Sabali, and she took A'ja Wilson with her third pick. If A'ja had fallen any further down the board, that would have been a wee bit of a controversy, if we're being real about it. But Clark picked her, I think, just in time to avoid that. I'm sure some people are still talking about it a little bit.
The way she built her roster was a masterclass in confidence and awareness. Every pick made it clear this wasn't just about skill or stats. Though she grabbed plenty, it was just as much about loyalty and chemistry.
Fee, Stewart, Alicia Gray, Aneka Ogwumike, and Paige. They got 2 guards and 3 power forwards on that roster for Team Collier. Caitlyn Clark actually has a complete roster to start her team. She's got Caitlyn Clark at the 1, Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satu Sabali at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satu Sabali. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two.
Fans quickly picked up on her strategy, dubbing it Team Vibes or No Ops Allowed. She made it clear, no room for anyone who trashed her or fueled the non-stop criticism she's dealt with all year.
Clark, Boston, Ionescu, Wilson, Sabali, Mitchell, Gabby Williams. I love Gabby Williams. What a player. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Jackie Young, Thornton, Kayla Thornton from the Valkyries. So Clark should have a very fast team there.
Her first pick made a statement. Aaliyah Boston. Boston isn't just a powerhouse on the court. She's Caitlyn's Fever teammate and one of her strongest supporters.
Sabrina Ionescu at the 2, Satu Sabali at the 3. She must have heard the chatter in the offseason of fans saying, let's get Satu Sabali. I'm just saying, she might have heard a thing or two.
Next was Sabrina Ionescu, a veteran who embraced Caitlyn during her rookie year when many stayed silent. Then came A'ja Wilson, the reigning WNBA superstar and an undeniable must-pick.
Other than A'ja Wilson, because as Ken Swift's graphic says, Team Caitlyn, no ops allowed, except A'ja. We ain't stupid. A'ja's that good. Yeah, you're picking A'ja Wilson.
Even Caitlyn joked you'd have to be crazy to leave A'ja off your team. She rounded out her starting 5 with Satu Sabali, a vocal supporter and champion of the league's new wave of fans brought in by Caitlin's rise.
And she had it coming. Now all we need is Caitlin Clark's team to win. And if I don't know if y'all caught it or not, but she definitely said Sandy likes to shoot threes and run. I'm like, yo, Stephanie White, you might want to be careful out there.
When the dust settled, Caitlin's starting five looked unstoppable. Her running point, Boston owning the paint, Sabali adding range, and Wilson dominating both ends.
When you look at it, I mean, Williams is really fast for a forward. Obviously, Kelsey's very fast. Citron's very fast. Jackie Young's one of my favorite players. Iriafin, a rookie, can get up and down the floor. UNESCO can help spread the floor along with Kelsey and Clark.
It was clear. Caitlin wasn't building a team to compete, but to dominate. Her bench picks were just as intentional, starting with Kelsey Mitchell, a loyal Fever teammate who's backed her all year.
Gabby Williams, she picked nobody to tweet a negative thing about her. She's picked nobody that has said a negative thing about her in the media. She picked none of her rivals.
Gabby Williams, who's never had a bad word to say about her.
She made sure there were no ops on her team. If she's played with a player before, like Sonia Citron, she picked her.
Sonia Citron, a past championship teammate, joined dependable players like Jackie Young, Kiki Iriafin, and Kayla Thornton, all fitting Caitlin's vision of positivity, unity, and zero drama.
She actually passed up on Paige Beckers to take Sabali, and she took Asia Wilson with her third pick. If Asia had fallen any further down the board, that would have been a wee bit of a controversy, if we're being real about it. But Clark picked her, I think, just in time to avoid that. I'm sure some people are still talking about it a little bit.
Even more revealing was who she didn't pick. Players who've publicly criticized her, tried to downplay her rise, or pushed the idea she hasn't earned her spot. She left those names to rival captain Nafisa Collier and built the kind of environment where she didn't have to question loyalty or look over her shoulder.
The picking between the players was a lot of fun, and Caitlin Clark also wound up with all of the Fever members on her squad as well, meaning Aaliyah Boston, Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell will be a trio in Indianapolis for All-Star.
In one night, Caitlin Clark didn't just draft a team, she sent a message. She knows who's real and isn't afraid to make tough calls to protect her peace and lead with purpose. This wasn't just about winning games, it was about earning respect, showing resilience, and proving she's built for the spotlight.
Chicago Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, the Chicago Sky got destroyed by the Stud Buds. Everybody watches the Stud Buds. Shout out to Courtney Williams and Tisha Heiderman, man. Listen, Stud Buds stood on business today. Nafisa Collier stood on business today. They destroyed the Chicago Sky.
Angel Reese just had her worst game, and the Chicago Sky somehow looked more competitive. She had 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 turnovers, nearly a triple-double of the wrong kind. The team committed 23 turnovers total. But here's the kicker. The Sky looked better with Reese on the bench. The numbers aren't backing her up as the franchise player.
Tisha Heidemann continues her play that she has done so good. This Rebecca Allen gets it in to Reese. Oh, she walked. Angel Reese. That Reese Collier matchup has been a good one so far tonight. The double team comes and Reese passes it into the backcourt. Heidemann catches up to it and right into the hand.
The 91-68 score doesn't capture it all. Minnesota methodically tore apart Chicago's game plan from the start. The Lynx controlled every possession and dismantled the Sky quarter by quarter until it looked like two different sports.
It was a nightmare performance. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. And like some of these were like calamitous turnovers. Like I don't know what she's trying to, obviously, I don't know where she's trying to release the ball from there. Like she shoots shot from her hip right then. I don't know what she's trying to do here. I really don't know what she's trying to do. She takes I don't even know. I don't even know what she's trying to do on this turnover.
Great teams don't ease up. They finish the job. The Lynx played like they had a vendetta, staying aggressive all 40 minutes. While others might coast with a lead, Minnesota kept pressing, making Chicago look helpless offensively.
Nafisa Collier, stirred the pot, stirred the pot, stirred the pot. She was cooking her. 8 of 16 from the field, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 50% from the floor. Kayla McBride, 8 of 14, 3 of 7 from 3. I mean, everybody's a plus. Plus 29, plus 21, plus 23, plus 27, plus 21. Everybody's a 20 plus for the Minnesota Lynx.
Chicago shot just 39.3% from the field, proof of how smothering Minnesota's defense was. Every possession was a struggle, with forced shots and hesitant passes. Shooting under 40% in the pros signals a broken offensive system.
The Sky really suck. Like, the Sky are now 2 games behind the LA Sparks.
The Lynx are now 21-4, adding another dominant win in a potentially historic season. They're not just winning, they're crushing teams at home. Meanwhile, the Sky dropped to 7-16, now 4 games out of the final playoff spot. With time running out, their postseason hopes are nearly gone.
Angel Reese, Park 51, let's get it! Bang!
Angel's Island, like Epstein's Island. Apparently no one's there.
How about it? Bang!
Another day, another dollar to make me holler for some more
me-bombs!
Come on, give me that!
Bang!
The Sky didn't just get outplayed, they looked outclassed, like they didn't belong on the same court. Minnesota forced a season-high 23 turnovers, making their defense look historic. That's not just bad execution, it's a sign of serious issues with ball security and basketball IQ throughout Chicago's roster.
Especially with this girl turning the ball over 8 and 9 times a game. Last game before the game before she sat out before All-Star break, she had like 7 turnovers, and y'all act like it didn't matter. It's so funny. It's so funny. Y'all are turnover police and turnover merchants when it comes to everybody else. Well, technically not everybody else, just Caitlin Clark, who averages like 9-10 assists a game. Y'all are turnover merchants when it comes to her, but y'all act like y'all don't see this girl turning the ball over 9 and 10 times a game, and she cannot handle the ball. She's not a point forward. Y'all gotta cut it out. Just cut it out, man.
This wasn't just a loss for Chicago. This was a complete exposure of their fundamental flaws as a team that relies too heavily on individual performances instead of cohesive team basketball. Speaking of individual performances, one player's stat line perfectly captured everything wrong with the Sky's approach.
Angel Reese did, however, continue her double-double streak, 11 points, 11 rebounds. So she continues her double-doubles. McDoubles, you know what I'm saying?
Angel Reese had 11 points and 11 rebounds, but still looked like the worst player on the floor at times. Her 9 career-high turnovers erased any positives. When your franchise player gives the ball away that much, it's not just bad, it's sabotaging your team's chances.
Angel Reese had 9 turnovers. Yo, listen, y'all gotta stop with this point forward foolishness, man. Let's take a look, man. Hold on, man. Y'all be wildin'. Y'all be wildin', son. Bruh, come on, man. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, yo. Y'all gotta stop. You.
Reese's double-doubles built her reputation, but this game exposed how hollow they can be when paired with major mistakes. She repeatedly gave the ball away, turning routine passes into gifts for Minnesota. Every time Chicago gained momentum, another Reese turnover shut it down.
All right, y'all have to accept the fact this girl is not Alyssa Thomas. Can y'all just stop playing games now? Can y'all just stop playing games now? This girl is not Alyssa Thomas. Y'all, Foulon, y'all been turnover police. She had another 9 turnovers today. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. A minus 19. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. and y'all keep trying to act like this girl's a point forward. Y'all got to stop playing games, man. Stop playing games, bro.
Reese's 9 turnovers weren't flukes. They were fundamental breakdowns. She threw no-look passes to Lynx players, traveled in the post, and made wild passes out of bounds. Even under light pressure near half court, she kept losing the ball. Basic skills simply failed her.
Come on, man. Traveling, just traveling, just doing all types of stuff. Like, what? Yo, the Sky is bad.
This game exposed Reese's flaws as a point forward, a role needing ball handling, vision, and smart decisions. She had 3 assists and 9 turnovers, a ratio that would shame even a high school player. Though she's tied with Elena Del Don at 42. Career double-doubles in fewer games, that stat hides major weaknesses. Critics now question whether her numbers actually help her team win, and this game gave them plenty of proof.
Bro, y'all have to stop playing games. She's not a point forward, bro. Stop playing games. Look, where are you? First of all, you're making a post entry from the logo, from the half court marker. Where are you going with the ball? Where are you going with the ball? Why would you try to make a post entry from right there, man?
Reese picked up her 7th technical foul of the season, now leading the league and sitting 1 away from suspension. Stemmed from a minor verbal exchange, highlighting her lack of composure when her team needed steady leadership most.
Can somebody explain to me why Angel Reese keeps driving at Klindakova? Like, Klindakova has literally blocked Angel Reese 6 times this season. By herself. Like, she got free throws on this. I don't know how. And then, she immediately tries to start a fight with somebody. And gets teed up. And is like 1 off a suspension. She gets swatted. Hits the deck. Like, there's absolutely no foul in that. She gets a good whistle. Jumps up and then goes at somebody on the other team. Who's she go at? She goes at Diamond Miller, her former Maryland teammate. And like, Angel's 1 tack off a suspension as well.
This game showed the gap between stat padding and winning basketball. While Reese hunted rebounds and racked up turnovers, Nafisa Collier and Kayla McBride each scored 19 points by playing within the offense. Their smart cuts, open threes, and efficient post-ups came without forcing shots or dominating the ball. Just clean, team-first basketball.
Now, am I surprised that they blew them out? No. Minnesota Lynx probably the 2nd best team in the league after the New York Liberty, in my opinion. And the Chicago Sky are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. So we knew this would happen, but we are not seeing the continued growth from the Chicago Sky players. I mean, Camila Cardosa, 4 of 12. She had 10 and 10. But you expecting her to play, 4 of 12, you expected more than that. Angel Reese was 4 of 8, 11 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 turnovers. She was a minus 19.
Courtney Williams added 10 points and 7 assists, showing how the Lynx thrive through balanced team play. She kept the offense flowing, creating chances while scoring when needed. With threats at every position, Chicago couldn't lock in on one player. Minnesota's team-first approach overwhelmed the Sky's defense, proving once again that team basketball beats individual talent every time.